Hey, what's up guys, John here. Inflation is exploding and gold is $17 away from all-time highs.
Gold prices surged on Friday, just $12 per ounce below their all-time high, as the US dollar fell to a one-month low.
Now, what does this signal? Well, it signals that investors around the world are expecting uncertain times, turbulent times, and an inflationary environment, one in which they want to safeguard their wealth. I think we're seeing a unique change and shift on the world stage that we should all pay attention to. Gold hit all-time highs, Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, Chinese yuan, British pound, and it's just continuing. And why? Well, there's talks in America that we're gonna push interest rates down and the cost of living is gonna go down. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna share with you what I'm doing and where I see all this and where this is all going. I mean, I just committed to 15 billboards for my personal business, which is not cheap, by the way. And why? I think attention, and I think scaling your business is a hell of a lot more important than holding on to this fiat currency that I think is going to be worth less and less every single month, quarter, and year that we go ahead. And I think the rich are investing heavily into their businesses. They're investing heavily into their future because they realize that the cost of living is just going to continue to go up. And maybe they think, hey, if I have X now, that's good. But if the cost of living continues to rise at this percentage, then I need to be forward thinking and have a net worth that exceeds what my cost of living will be, and and positions myself and my family for this expensive world. Now, I mean, like, look at all these homes. Oh, by the way, I'll show you a house that I just finished renovating here that a client of mine just picked up for just under 70 grand, 69.5. This is what's happening right now. And I talk to wealthy people literally every single day. Every day, a lot of retirees, people that are like, hey, John, look, I got 100 grand, 500 grand. I have money, but I thought it was going to help me make it through retirement. Now I'm buying gold. Now I'm buying Bitcoin. Now I'm buying real estate. I'm doing something because I have to do something because the costs are just getting out of control where I live, and I need to plan for this. So, and also today's video is sponsored by Nevada Canyon Gold Corp, but more on that in just a little bit. So I'll show you this property. So look, all these homes, by the way, it's fascinating. Some of these homes on this street, they're selling for 120, 150, 160. 5-6 years ago, you could have bought a house here for $30,000, $40,000. Isn't that unbelievable? And it's not just here. This is all across America. You go to Atlanta, you go to all these markets, Nashville, Phoenix. 5-6 years ago, you could have bought a house for 250 grand, 300 grand, 325. Now in almost all of these areas, these properties are twice that. They're twice that. Supported by 8% interest rates with sky-high insurance and taxes. People can't afford to buy, right? Except for wealthy people. But many of these wealthy people are sitting on the sidelines with tons of cash, waiting for a moment, waiting for an opportunity. They're waiting to strike. And President Trump just announced that he is going to push interest rates down and he's going to combat the high borrowing costs. Now, my prediction on if this happens, if we see interest rates go down, if you were a wealthy person, let's say you're worth 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, $100 million, and you have commercial real estate loans, you have a real estate portfolio with tons of debt, what are you gonna do? You're gonna refinance your debt, you're gonna take that cash, and you're gonna buy more. This is exactly what happened in 2020 and 2021. This property here, 69.5. We're gonna power wash the exterior, flip out the door, go like maybe a light blue, something to make it pop, and rip out that tree stump, and put some accent plants outside, and be good to go. All in, costs are about 10 grand. Yeah, give or take, about 10. So investors all in with the house and with the renovations for about 80. So here's the sunroom. But that's what these investors are gonna do. They're going to refinance and borrow and buy. Look, living room, many people think when you buy a house, 60, 70, 80 grand that they're horrible houses. I think they're nice houses. So this is the bathroom. We had tile work done here. Downstairs bedroom. So you can see that. And then kitchen. We still have contractor's tools there. And then you got 2 bedrooms upstairs. So if this does happen and we do see interest rates go down, that is what I think is going to happen. I think the investors are going to get richer and they're going to pile out of dollars into assets more and more and more. I think the same thing is going to be true with gold. Inflation will likely continue to get worse, and gold and many gold stocks will do really, really well. Here's a second bedroom, third bedroom. Same thing I think with farmland. We're just going to see this big push and this situation where they talk about inequality. That problem is going to grow more and more and more. Now, there are conversations right now about we're going to increase energy production and bring down oil prices. Now, that would be an amazing thing. If we could bring down oil prices and we could combat this high energy cost, that would be an amazing situation. But it's a situation that I think that we should all hope happens. But if it does, then we save. And if it doesn't, then we're prepared for it. Which I think being prepared, the future always rewards the prepared. So if you're prepared for an inflationary environment, you're investing in yourself, you're investing in your future, you're making the right investments, well, you're going to be way better off, right? I'm not saying you need $1 million or you need to be, filthy rich right now. But I am saying you should have a plan, because it looks like the rich, they have a plan. The rich are planning for this high cost of living. They're planning for an uncertain world. They're getting ready for it all. So, and it makes sense. It makes sense of why they're getting ready for it all. Because you imagine just what $1 million meant. Call it 5 years ago. $1 million. A lot of people could have bought a house cash. They could have bought a bunch of rental properties, and they'd be set up in their market 10 years ago. Now $1 million gets you an okay house. I mean, a house in Compton in LA is like $600,000-700,000. That's Compton. And Compton's, years ago was, an area people, there was like in movies and everyone talked about it as being like a very, very problematic area. $600,000-700,000 for that, right? What does $1 million get you today? And when you start to look at this wealth gap and you start to look at what's happening right now in the world, you'll realize that $1 million in 5-10 years will probably be like 250 grand today, right? Inflation's not going away. Inflation is going to reward those that are prepared, that are investing correctly, and everyone has their own vehicle. Some might be crypto, some might be real estate, some might be raw farmland, some might be gold bars or silver bars, some might be gold stocks. Everyone has their own area that they excel in or that they're interested in, and I think those that are doing their homework and doing their due diligence will be rewarded for it.
Donald Trump is back, and securing America's energy and resource independence is his top priority. Recent executive orders emphasize domestic mineral supply chains, ensuring the U.S. never relies on foreign nationals for critical resources. Nevada, producing 76% of America's gold, is at the center of this shift. Yet, while gold prices have risen 40% since 2011, gold stocks have dropped 73%, a major gap. Historically, when gold surges, mineral stocks follow. One company well positioned in Nevada's gold rush is Nevada Canyon Gold, stock ticker NGLD. Their royalty and streaming model avoids high mining costs while securing production rights, offering steady returns with lower risk. During Biden's administration, NGLD stock dropped 85%, but it has recently bottomed out and started an uptrend. With Trump's deregulation policies, lower mining costs, and expediting approvals, gold-focused companies like Nevada could benefit. Nevada itself is a global gold powerhouse. If it were a country, it would rank 5th in production, surpassing Canada and Peru. Its Carlin Trend and Walker Lane gold belts host some of the richest deposits on the planet. With gold stocks trading at historic discounts, companies like Nevada Canyon Gold, stock ticker NGLD, are looking to capitalize on this shift. But don't just take my word for it. Click the link in the description below to do your own research and make an informed decision.
Like, think about all these homes. Imagine if you bought all these properties for $30,000 a pop 5-6 years ago. Think about how set you'd be if you had, let's call it 300 grand, and you just picked up 10 of these houses, right? Each renting for $1,200, $1,300. It'd be game over, right? That's how these investors are looking at it all. I think we're just gonna see, if I were a betting man, here's my bet. We're gonna see this consolidation of wealth like what MetLife Insurance claimed. MetLife Insurance. Now, I was thinking about them maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I was in New York City and I saw a skyscraper that had on the top MetLife. And I was like, oh yeah, MetLife. They had a prediction about real estate, didn't they? It was that 40% of all single family homes will be owned by investors by 2030, right? In about 5 years. They'll own 40% of all single family homes. Why? Because this wealth consolidation is about to explode. That's why. And it's not just going to be real estate. I think it's going to be across all asset classes, all areas. Like as AI continues to grow and we start to see wages kind of soften and soften and soften, but the cost of living going up, people will be forced to sell to those that have assets, those that have liquidity, those that have businesses, those that have cash flow, and those that are prepared, right? I see sometimes in the comments people say, oh, John, you know, you're trying to scare people or this and that. I'm not. Like, if you just look at the numbers, you just look at where US consumers are, the numbers speak for themselves. Like, I don't understand how people are surviving right now at today's standards. You have almost $9,000 in credit card debt for the average US consumer at what, 26, 28% interest? Yeah, the average car payment on a new car, $700 a month. Look at what's happening right now with car insurance, with home insurance. Everything is just getting out of control. Everything is so expensive. You look at the job numbers. Every time they bring forward job numbers, it gets quietly revised because the economy is not as good as what many people anticipating. Like what you're feeling personally, you're not alone in this. A lot of people are in a situation that that they think, oh look, maybe it's me. I'm the only one going through this. They call $100,000 a year low income in more than a dozen cities throughout America. $100,000 a year is low income. So this is what we're going to be walking into, this situation. And so the more prepared everyone is for this situation to, I think, grow, this wealth divide continue to grow, the better off everyone will be. It's not, the information that, makes people happy, but it's the information that will make people successful. It's the information that will make people prepared, and it's the information that'll push people forward, right? Lately, I've been seeing like a ton of David Goggins on my TikTok, talking about, what it takes to be successful. And it's a sacrifice, right? Some people, they might sacrifice going out to eat. Some people might sacrifice the weekends, but putting in the work and getting it done and investing, right? Getting it done, investing in your future, getting ready for a harder world. If you do that in a best case and a worst case scenario, you're way better off, right? You're way, way, way better off preparing for that. And that's why I have 15 billboards going up all throughout the area. Like when I made this commitment to move here, I wasn't just doing this because I wanted to move to Cleveland. Like honestly, who wants to uproot their entire family and move to Cleveland? Nobody. Like nobody is like, oh yeah, let's do that. But you do it, or you make moves because you know it's best for your family. You know where the world's going, and you're making your bets accordingly, right? That's why I did it. Some people, they want to make the sacrifices, they want to make it happen, and they go out there and they make it happen, right? Since I've been here, now I got 3 construction crews, 5 projects, 4 of which are done. 1 is about to start. I have an office building that I acquired for $127,500. Downstairs retail, we just started construction on Thursday. Downstairs retail, upstairs 2-bedroom apartment. The up and the downstairs should rent for a combined $2,800 a month. And I bought it for $127,500. I'll probably spend $20,000, maybe $25,000 fixing it up. But like if I'm in this thing for $150 and I'm pulling almost $3,000 a month, it's like I make the sacrifices. Some people say, look, John, $3 grand a month, that's not much. But like, if you spend 150 grand, where the hell are you getting $3 grand a month, right? Where? This is what it's about. It's about investing. Now, I'm a big advocate in real estate, a huge advocate in gold, silver. I think Bitcoin and crypto has a lot of potential. And I think that stocks have a lot of potential. Gold stocks, if you do your homework and do your research. So across the board, I'm trying to deploy money. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to deploy money and grow wealth as quickly as possible to position myself for it. What do you think about this entire situation? Let's have a conversation about this below. What do you think about this house right here? This right there. I think that's gonna look really nice. Pop that awning off, paint it. I mean, the landscape, this is gonna look nice. I think the investor crushed it on this deal, and yeah, exciting stuff. For more information on today's paid sponsor, you can click the link in the description just below this video, and I'll catch you next video.